I'm currently sitting in a trade right now in my Top Step combines where I'm pretty much going to hit my daily profit target in this one, 1500. And I'm going to walk you through how I found this and how I've been managing it. So I pretty much shorted from the top, and I've been taking profit and adding to my position as we've been going. And my full target is down here at value area low, but I'm probably going to actually hit my profit target before then. 566 would be value area low. Yeah, so I would hit my $1,500 profit target before then. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my stop loss in just to make sure it doesn't bounce. But I'm gonna show you how I found this trade using volume profile. So I had my session volume profile up and anchored VWAP. So I know my chart looks a little bit messy, but I'm gonna kind of explain how I found this. This right here is the point of control for the current session. It actually moved a little bit. Originally, it was closer up here right at 22,792, and you can see it was rejecting there. There was also some confluence because this green line is anchored from the high of the day, which is also the all-time high. So it was rejecting the point of control 3 times, 1, 2, 3, rejected. It was also rejecting the high of day anchored VWAP. This red anchored VWAP is from the New York session previous low. It's no longer the low, but we were pinching in this general area. So just like last time, I talked about this price pinch, and we were going to have a breakout either direction. So if we broke out to the upside, we were probably going to make new all-time highs. If we broke out to the downside, we had a long way to go. So that is when I entered short. I originally entered short right around here on this breakdown from the anchored VWAP from the low, and I put my stop loss up here above that high. I took a little bit of profit at this session VWAP. I took a little bit of profit at 15-minute opening range high. I continue to take profit and trail out at value area high and initial balance low. I re-added on this bounce. So I've been trailing out, adding, and eventually we're gonna get all the way down to this value area low. So let's see if we make it to my profit target. And all of this was done with minis. I originally entered with micros. I originally entered this with 3 micros, and then I added once I had confirmation that we were in a downtrend. Took profit, re-added, took profit, re-added. That's why my average is all the way down here, currently at 651, but I'm able to keep my risk low since my stop loss is still in profit. So again, just to kind of show you guys, I used today's session volume profile to find this level of resistance, the point of control from today's. Also adding the confluence of the anchored VWAP from the high of the day, and then actually moving below the low of day anchored VWAP. So this chop, finding the direction when it broke down, that all of those were confluence for heading down. We had a little bit of support area here at value area low, but it just kept going down. And then the targets that I've had are these pink lines, the value area high, point of control, and value area low. These are from yesterday's session volume profile. So if I zoom out, this is the session volume profile from yesterday. Here's the point of control, which was right in line with the 60-minute initial balance low. So I know there's a lot going on in this area. You can also see the visible range volume profile. That was a high volume area. So I was pretty certain that it was going to come down to this area. I took a lot of my profit here. And then I was able to re-add to my position as it continued lower. I'm going to go ahead and take off one more contract there, trail my stop a little bit more. I'm going to move this anchored VWAP to the new low just to kind of see when it starts to break down below this consolidation. If it gets down to here to 22,573, that'll probably lock me out at about 1,500. And that's also right where the value area low is from yesterday at 572. Some added confluence too is seeing this high area of volume. Price likes to return to those areas of high volume. So the top of that high volume node is right at 574. I have my target set at 572. So let's see if we make it down there. $573 is where I have it set. Looking at Bookmap, we do have quite a few orders starting to stack up at 575 and 570. So there's a chance we'll go lower. Might get stopped out on this bounce. $22,600 was one of the areas that I took some profit and scaled out a little bit. Let's see if it breaks below. You can see here on this chart, there's some decent wicks here to the left. That was a good area for a bounce previously. And that's right where we bounced just now too. So if we can break below that level at 599, then there's a pretty good chance that we'll come down to value area low. All right, we're bouncing here. Let's see if it stops me out or if it continues lower. All right, it ended up stopping me out. So I made about $920 on that trade. Hopefully that helps for giving you an idea of how I found that entry and how I managed the trade.